2:30 a.m. in southern Lebanon. Once again, Israel has defied the White House and is invading Lebanon on the ground. Most people on cable news will tell you Israel invading Lebanon is bad because it could drag America into a regional war. Truth is, there is already a regional war in the Middle East, and President Biden keeps shouting at the Israelis rather than Iran to stop. At every turn, the Israelis have ignored Biden, and the world is a better place for it, like killing of Hezbollah's chief Hassan Nasrallah over the weekend. Across the Middle East, the very groups that Biden allowed to grow, Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis, are in disarray, not because of American policy, but because Israel defied American policy and spoke the language terrorists understand. Retired four-star General, United States Air Force, General Phillip Breedlove is with us, former Supreme Allied Commander in Europe, worked with the Israelis an awful lot during his time there. General, is there a chance Israel has actually figured out how to dismantle Iran's terror axis across the Middle East and their stranglehold on the Middle East by going against the United States?
Well, Leland, first of all, thanks for having me on. It's good to see you again. And there's a lot of sense in what you're saying here. Clearly, if we look at the organizational charts of Hamas and Hezbollah, Israel is ticking them off layer by layer, and they have essentially removed the leadership of both of these Iranian functions and Iranian organizations. And so I think that they have done a very good job. And getting after the leadership has done a couple of things, sent a clear message that, yes, we will act. And yes, we know where you are and who you are, and we can reach out and touch you. So they're putting at risk these people who are functionaries for the leaders in Iran. And I think these are very, very important messages to send.
The line from President Biden, going all the way back to April, even before that, is non-escalation at any price. Has America paid a price in prestige and in relevancy in the world because we are willing to take it on the chin so much to not have escalation?
Well, the short answer is yes. I mean, we have paid a lot of price already to these particular terrorists, starting with some brave young Marines, as you know. And so over and again, as we back up, they push forward and strike again. And Americans have been killed. American hostages have been killed. There are still Americans being held hostage. And we have the policy that you put out there. As long as we back up, they are going to continue to push.
I'm wondering how clear-eyed America is, and we always appreciate your willingness to be so direct. And it's never with you been political, which I've always really admired. You think about how Hassan Nasrallah, who, as you pointed out, leads a terror organization that came to power by killing 240 U.S. Marines in Lebanon and then just kept upping the body count. From the Washington Post, among his followers, Mr. Nasrallah was seen as a father figure, a moral compass, and a political guide. The New York Times, Mr. Nasrallah was opposed to Israel, which he called the Zionist enemy, otherwise known as he wanted to wipe Israel off the face of the map. The AP, charismatic and shrewd, a look at longtime Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah, idolized by Lebanese Shiite followers and respected by millions of others across the Arab and Islamic world. Are we clear-eyed, and is the U.S. government clear-eyed enough, you think, about who we are fighting?
It's a yes and a no, and I hate to give those dual-sided answers, but I think that by and large, the leadership in America understands this, but they're in some ways not willing to go after it. Again, you just talked about it. It's like peace at any cost, almost. And I think that's where we're not clear-eyed. We are not clear-eyed about what peace does cost. And so we need to take this seriously. You didn't even bring up the most hilarious headline I saw, which was it talked about him being a funny guy, liking to crack jokes. The fact that we have serious journalists writing these kinds of headlines like you just talked about, and then talking about him being a guy we enjoy because he cracks jokes. This points to a real cancer.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.